Okay, guys, David just pointed out to me at the end of class that I read example number 2 wrong in that first video. So you guys that are in 8B, you need to look at this again, and we'll talk about it in class tomorrow. But I skipped right over the even there. All right, and so when we want to write an equation to represent this relationship, it says the smaller of two consecutive even integers. So this is the first one. But to get to the next even integer, it's not n plus 1, it's n plus 2. But see, I skipped over even I didn't read that, and so I just said n plus 1. We did consecutive integers. But that's all right. Now we know that it says even integers, and so we've got these two. This is the first one. N is the first one, and n plus 2 is the second one. All right, and it says the smaller of these two, well, that's got to be n, is. So we'll say n is, because is always means equals, 5 more than 1/2. And what does of mean? Of means multiply of the greater number, n plus 2. Okay? Now, before we ever solve, it doesn't ask us to solve, guys, but why would we not solve this thing? Let's solve it. Before we ever solve, we always simplify. So I've got to, looking at this right side, I've got to distribute this fraction. So I'm going to get n is equal to 5 plus n over 2, or 1/2 n, plus 1. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I don't really like working with fractions. I mean, I'm happy to work with them. I can, but I'd like to simplify this thing. And you'll remember in algebra, I can do anything I want to an equation as long as I do it to both sides. So to get rid of this denominator, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Now 2 times n is 2n. And then when I distribute this 2 times 5 is 10. And then look at this. 2 times this fraction gives me 2n over 2, and the 2's just cancel. So I get n. And then I distribute right here and I get 2. All right? Now I'm ready to simplify, and this is a lot easier. So I'm going to get 2n is equal to n plus 12, because I'm going to combine the constants. All right? Then I'm going to subtract n from both sides because I want to get the variables on the same side, and I'm left with n is equal to 12. Okay? Now let's see if it works. If n is 12, n equals 12, n plus 2 equals 14. Right? So let's see. They are consecutive even integers. The smaller of the two, 12, is that 5 more than half of the greater? Well, what's half of the greater? 14 is the greater, so half of it is 7. And 5 more than 7 is 12. So the smaller is 5 more than half of the greater. All right? Great job, guys. I'm sorry for that confusion in class, but now we'll have it right on the website. All right, great job. Do your homework.